I mean, that's kind of a given. I think without, I think the internet has exploded music and videos completely. I mean, yeah.
Well, rather than just passing on mixtapes like I guess it used to be, it's a little easier to find really anything. You know, friends of mine like to make electronic music, so I can listen to it online without having to like go to their house or have it emailed to me like it used to be. It's nice to be able to find pretty much anything you're looking for. Well, I think for the better. I mean, it can be argued either way, but I think art is nothing but collaboration. Even one solitary person in a studio, you know, needs the outside world to take a look at their whatever they're doing. You know, painting, lithographs, photographs. Without somebody viewing it, then your art isn't art. It's just sitting in your house.
Set?
Yep.
Actually, I'll get this so I can. This is more my comfortable way to turn. There we go.
Awesome. Good morning, David.
Hey.
Thanks so much for joining us on. I think one of the major questions I had in mind when I was thinking about what to ask you is, when you have such a great number of people following you, what is it that actually helped you create the sense of community within them? You know, what is it that brings people to you?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, I think that if you're doing something people are interested in, but for me the mark is you're either doing one thing or you're not. You're creating content that is interesting enough for someone to want to tell their friend about it, or you're not, and you're in the A stack or the B stack based on that. And everything flows from whether or not you make that A stack. If your content is good enough for people to want to tell other people about it, your marketing is pretty much solved because it's going to handle itself automatically. If it is not good enough for people to want to tell their friends about it, then no matter how much marketing money you throw at it, you're just buying readers coming in, so that can get very expensive. If you're also creating enthusiastic fans, they're going to start to coalesce, especially if you give them the venues in which to do so. And for us, it's obviously the Flickr group, which has like 80-something thousand members at this point. So if you're doing that one thing, a lot of good things flow from that. And if you're not doing that one thing, a lot of bad things flow from that.
Was the Strobist movement a lucky accident for you? I mean, was it just something that you said, oh, I'm a newspaper photographer, but I'm going to start doing this on the side, or? I mean, how did it all come together?
Oh, it was all part of a perfectly orchestrated, diabolical plan. I mean, I knew everything that was going to happen before. No, I just wanted to leave some breadcrumbs, honestly, for photographers behind me. I figured maybe a couple of hundred photojournalism students and maybe a couple of dozen young pros would be interested in it, and that was fine. I mean, that was what was my goal. I had no idea that any of this would happen, and when it started to happen, I was pleasantly surprised and learned everything I could to keep feeling this group as a unit and having them kind of come together and start to create a little more of an ecosystem than just like a one-way information flow.
You know, Seth Godin talks about creating a tribe. Do you feel like you've done that?
I think we've created more of an asylum maybe than a tribe. It's a little crazy around here at times, and that's cool. It keeps it fun. But the internet is very cool. You can take people that were very widely spread out and interested in one niche and pull them together without regard to geography.
Fades to black and white.